I'm always right. How self-centered thinking blocks love, and how to replace it with acceptance and compassion. A young man once came to see me, deeply troubled. He couldn't understand why people remained distant from him. He was polite, well-spoken, and respectful. Yet somehow, people did not warm up to him. There was no open conflict, yet he constantly felt misunderstood, unappreciated, and emotionally shut out. When I observed him closely, I noticed something subtle. He had an unattractive manner of pursing his lips, which indicates a kind of primeness. He had a slight stiffness about him, a tightening of the lips, a tone of quiet judgment, as though he were silently rating and measuring the people around him. He was not rude, but he was not warm either. He remained emotionally distant, guarded, and critical, not in speech, but in thought. He finally asked, with genuine concern, "Isn't there some way I can change myself so that I stop unconsciously pushing people away? I don't want to be this way." As I listened, it became clear. He was not cruel, nor arrogant on purpose, but he had built his own standard for life, success, and personality, and he believed that his standard was correct for everyone. Whatever plan he had in his mind, for himself, his success, his structure, his discipline, his way of living, he believed those plans should apply to the whole world. And that is where his real problem began. When he looked at people, he unknowingly compared them to his ideal version of how a person should be. And naturally, they never quite matched his expectations. He believed, silently, if I could work hard, be disciplined, and live this way, then why can't everyone else? Without realizing it, he measured people according to his personal standards. And so, his mind constantly found errors, weaknesses, and imperfections in others. That mental habit of silently correcting people in his imagination created an invisible wall between him and others. He never insulted people out loud, but in his heart he was dismissing them. He was mentally brushing them off long before they ever brushed him off in reality. The truth is, when you judge people in your thoughts, they may not know what you are thinking, but they can always feel how you are thinking. So, I told him, you must stop expecting people to fit into your mold. People are not wrong just because they are different from you. Their mistakes do not cancel their value. We have to accept that people are full of flaws, errors, and imperfections just like we are. No one is perfectly organized, emotionally strong, or disciplined all the time. But that does not make them inferior, it makes them human. So instead of mentally correcting people, instead of judging them or silently wishing they would change, we must learn to pray for them, wish them well, and offer kindness even in our thoughts. Because when your mind becomes kinder, your voice becomes softer, your body language becomes warmer, and your presence becomes more welcoming. You don't attract people by perfection. You attract people by understanding, by accepting, respecting, and valuing them even with their flaws. That young man began practicing these ideas daily. Slowly, he changed his mental habit. Instead of scanning people for their mistakes, he started searching for their strengths. Instead of wishing they were different, he started respecting them as they were. And gradually, the world responded to him differently. People began to like him, not because he tried to win them, but because he started to genuinely like them. Final thought: people don't require you to agree with everything they do, but they do need to feel accepted. They do need compassion. They do need to feel seen, not judged. So, let us stop trying to change everyone and instead start learning to love them, pray for them, and value them as they are. That is the beginning of emotional maturity. That is the beginning of real love. Thank you. God bless all of you.